everyone, welcome to the second episode of Gaming News Tonight. They haven't shut us down yet, so we're just going to keep going until they do. As always, I'm joined by my hound Harper, who's over here somewhere. There she is. Harper, good to see you. Say hello to everyone. Tonight's top story, Fallout 4 New Vegas. No, it's not DLC, but a high-quality fan project that looks very promising. We'll get more into that later, but first, here's everything else that happened this week. Publisher 2K has added unskippable ads to 2K21, which they got in trouble for doing with last year's title. The ads are so invasive that players can't even make changes to their team while they're waiting for a match to load. Understandably, players are very frustrated as this was a full-price $60 title that they paid for. The 2K sports games are notorious for how greedy they are with microtransactions, so it's wild to see 2K add to that with advertisements. 2K issued a statement later in the week saying, "Whoops, we didn't mean to put the advertisements in those parts of the games, just these parts. We'll update that."
We are deeply sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. Sorry.
Which still begs the question, why? It's a $60 title. In a free-to-play game? Sure. Developers, publishers have to make money somehow, but what are they doing adding that kind of nonsense to a full-price game? A whole host of multiplayer games are getting in the Halloween spirit by adding new skins and changes to their maps. Players can dress as pumpkin heads, demons, and some titles like Call of Duty Warzone are getting licensed characters like the puppet from Saw.
Let's go, let's go!
What would be really scary is if one of these games would let players dress as Mitch McConnell, who's turning into a zombie right before our very eyes. Y'all remember PT from 2015, that demo for the Kojima horror game that never happened? He was going to work with Guillermo del Toro and Norman Reedus. Well, it turns out you can't re-download it on the PS5, and players are distraught. I'm not really sure why people are so surprised and upset. As soon as Konami cut ties with Kojima, they did everything they could to make the game not playable. You can't even download it anymore from the PS4 store. It's certainly a bummer, as people are still having fun and finding new things as they dig into the game's files, but it really shouldn't be surprising. In other PlayStation news, the company released a free Black Lives Matter theme for the PS4, and everyone took it really well and didn't have anything racist to say at all. The senior narrative designer for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 has left the project unexpectedly, probably to go work on a title that doesn't take 3 hours to say. US Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar made their streaming debuts this week playing Among Us on Twitch. The two partnered up with popular streamers Pokimane, Hassan Abi, and Myth to play Among Us and encourage viewers to vote. Neither of them have streamed before, and at one point AOC had over 430,000 people watching. I'm happy for them, but definitely very jealous. I get pretty excited when I have two people watching one of my streams. Also, shout out to the person last night who let me know my audio wasn't working. Twitch issued a statement that her streaming debut was one of the biggest the platform has ever had. It was really nice to see the two congresswomen so relaxed and having such a great time while encouraging everyone to go out and vote. Hopefully next time they can get the other two members of the squad to join them. Harper, what? Harper. Trying to record. Darkest Dungeon 2 is coming to early access on the Epic Games Store in 2021. I don't have anything snarky to say about this at all, actually, because the first game was really fun, even though every mission ended in tears. The Sims 4 is getting milked for more paid DLC, this time with a winter update. Players will get to travel to a Japan-inspired mountain for skiing, snowboarding, and all manner of fancy resort activities. Sims will also have the option to go rock climbing up snow-covered walls, seemingly without any belay partner or equipment. I guess this is a fun new way to kill your Sims if you're sick of deleting the ladders out of the swimming pools, but it's still really dangerous and should not be attempted in real life. An update for Fortnite has cut the game's file size by over 60 gigabytes on PC. That's 60 free gigabytes now that Activision can steal to add more content to Warzone. Hideo Kojima is hiring for a new IP. Will we get to see Norman Reedus drinking more Monster Energy and carrying babies around? Probably not, but you never know. Gears of War 5 is getting a slew of new updates for the Xbox Series X, including the option to replace Marcus Phoenix's character in the game with Dave Bautista. Bautista was added to the current version as a multiplayer character, but now you can add him to the campaign with newly recorded dialogue. Marcus Phoenix's character is pretty integral to the story, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with a new character taking his place. The important thing, though, is anyone who's ever wanted to call Dave Bautista daddy now has the chance to do so. Fallout 76 is adding the Brotherhood of Steel. I don't think I need to elaborate on that since anyone who's ever played Fallout knows who they are. What's interesting though is that game is fun now apparently. Who knew? Though there are a lot of Xbox One games getting updated for the Series X, there are no plans for Halo 5. Like other titles, it's going to have a better frame rate because it's on better hardware, but no graphical improvements of any kind. This is a little surprising, but probably for the best since 343 really needs to focus on fixing the visual monstrosity that is Halo Infinite. Finally, tonight's top story, Fallout 4 New Vegas. Alright, a trailer dropped for this earlier this week, and it looks really good. It's the entire Fallout New Vegas game using the Fallout 4 engine.
Sing raggedy music to the cattle as he swings back and forward in his saddle on a horse that is syncopated, gated. There is such a funny meter to the roar of his repeater. How they run when they hear the fellas gun, because the western folks all know he's a highfalutin, hootin' tootin' son of a gun from Arizona, ragtime cowboy Joe.
I think Fallout New Vegas is everyone's favorite title in the series. There's plenty of love for the originals in Fallout 3, but New Vegas definitely had the best gameplay and characters. It was developed by Obsidian, who's responsible for Knights of the Old Republic 2 and more recently The Outer Worlds, though the latter is pretty short and disappointing. Either way, Fallout New Vegas is great. The trailer's really impressive, and I can't think of any fan project I've seen that looks like an official AAA title like this. There's no release date yet, but you should definitely keep it on your radar because I can't emphasize enough how impressive this project looks. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you again for joining us. I hope you learned a lot and smelled a lot. Harper and I will see you next week. Harper, you're gorgeous. Keep it up.